Aesthetic. The three-headed rat queen from the Russian Nutcracker movie, and her three-headed rat son. Don't ever talk to me, or my son, or my son, or my son again. I just heard this woman say, you procrastinate because you are afraid of rejection. It's a defense mechanism. You are trying to protect yourself without even trying. And I think I just realized what was wrong with me. Yet, this is a very common reason for procrastinating. It's also why procrastination, even though it's often associated with laziness, is a fairly common trait in a lot of people with anxiety and perfectionism issues. Me. Remember when we were losing our minds over romaine lettuce? Take me back to when we thought the height of government incompetence was an E. coli outbreak. I guess that was just the the tip of the iceberg. Me. I need some serotonin. Husband. Stands up. Husband. Sits back down. Husband. I didn't remember what serotonin was until after I stood up, so I was dead as about to go get you some. He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit. Why do people think bisexuality is confusing? It's not. You know what is confusing? Biannual. Does it mean every 2 years, or twice a year? No one knows. Biannual means twice a year. Biennial means every other year. Reblog to save a life. Biennial means every other year. Semi-annual means twice a year. You wanna know what biannual means? Biannual. 1. Occurring twice a year. Semi-annual. 2. Occurring every 2 years. Biennial. It means you should hate the English language. Why is yours language like this? Kudos for actually taking the criticism and breaking out of his rut. Except it wasn't criticism, it was constant daily harassment. Look, I've been making comics for the internet for 10 years. I made comics for BuzzFeed for about 2 years, but people love to focus on those comics for some reason. They were simpler and quicker because I needed to publish at least one thing a day, and I loved it. I learned a lot. At some point, when I was getting really popular, Reddit and Tumblr decided they'd had enough and launched a targeted campaign against me. Tried to dox me multiple times. Sent death threats. 4chan threads started popping up for the sole purpose of spreading rumors that I'm a pedophile. All because I was making lazy comics and getting a salary for it. Also, it's always the same 10 or so comics that got posted as proof of my laziness. I made 1008 comics at BuzzFeed. I counted. I worked really hard for my extremely mediocre salary. Now that I've left BuzzFeed and don't have deadlines anymore, I can spend more time on comics and only draw things I'm passionate about, like my PP. But make no mistake, if you like my stuff now, it's because I pushed myself so hard as BuzzFeed. I'm not better now because of the criticism I got from trolls on the internet. Don't fucking take credit for that. So I'm in the Bahamas on vacation, and they were playing Centuries by the pool, and after heavy metal broke I slammed on my table twice really hard, and so did this other girl, and we just made eye contact, and then both screamed, heart, at the top of our lungs, and I now have a friend. Animal Crossing devs. Okay, we'll put tarantulas in the game to encourage kids to not play too much at night. Unemployed, quarantined millennials, frothing at the mouth at the thought of being able to pay off a mortgage. Tarantula Island, Tarantula Island, Tarantula Island. Why would urban supercities depopulate? Plague, obviously. Something to look forward to in 2020. Oh, for F's sake. OP first posted this in 2018. For context, what an on-point prediction. Shout out to water for keeping my throat sufficiently lubricated for optimal yodeling techniques. That literally got weirder and weirder with every word. Widdigest. Therapist. You need to open up more. Me. I can't. Therapist. Why not? Me. Let me visualize it for you. I love 1. Disaster wizard. It's a good metaphor though, because the situation is never going to get better if you don't eventually pull the door. And afterwards, no matter what the damage was, you'll have a working cabinet, whatever plates you could salvage, and a place to start putting new plates. Reblogging for that comment. Hats off for negative jokes, turn to wholesome posts. I just feel like ethically we should be allowed to beat politicians with sticks. Personally, I'm partial to golf clubs. If they live by it, they should die by it. Man, you're such a pussy, a jock says to me. I laugh. Well, I begin looking up at him and popping the collar of my jean jacket. Like they say, everyone waits in anticipation. You are what you eat. The jock dies instantly. The crowd cheers. Obama is there. Officially starting a rumor that the dudes from Dave and Buster's are the same as the dudes from Barnes and Noble. Dave Barnes and Buster Noble. Why not? Who fking cares? Dave Benjamin Barnes and Buster Jerry Noble. Dave Mike Benjamin Barnes and Buster Ike Jerry Noble. A depressed guy moves into a haunted house with 7 demons, each corresponding to a deadly sin. But they're all trying to help him get back on his feet. Pride helps with self-confidence, lust helps him get laid, etc. I would watch the crap out of this, like, wow. Envy. Glut. Back off the guy. Okay. Gluttony. I'm just saying, he could stand to gain a few pounds. I made spaghetti. Sloth. After we eat, it's gonna be time for a nice nap. We've earned it. Pride. Damn right we did. Just imagine, the Catholic Church making a statement regarding this new TV show. Till. Frogs can be hypnotized by laying them on their back and stroking their stomach. Snails can sleep up to 3 years, and 3% of ice in Antarctic glaciers is just penguin urine. This guy is hogging all the facts. No, it's all connected. Everyone talks about how animals can see colors we can't, but I wanna know what the F my dog is smelling for 3 minutes on the sidewalk. That's concrete, baby. When people are really rude and ouchy, and everyone still loves them. Lila was peak weird little girl representation, like, all weird Disney characters just fall under quirky cute. No, Lila was it. She gave peanut butter sandwiches to a fish because it controlled the weather, the range. She stuck a bunch of forks in a pickle jar and explained, my friends need to be punished. Till that before the invention of garden gnomes, wealthy British landowners would hire people to live in their gardens as ornamental hermits. British people are so f***ed up. Don't pretend you wouldn't say yes if someone offered to pay you to just sit around being weird in their garden. Shout out to my therapist. She tries so hard to keep up with me. I explained the concept of spell slots versus cantrips as a disability metaphor to her, and she took notes on a pad of paper about the spellcasting mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons. She was like, this is gonna come up again, I'm guessing, and I was like, yeah, probably, and she said, okay, hang on, and started writing. Bless. What the hell is it with people having families on purpose and then complaining about having a family? You think your life is hard? Try being married with 6 kids. Well, Jesus, maybe you should divorce like 2 of them? Honestly, I'll do whatever you want, then perish, is the single most powerful exchange possible in the English language, and it's from some bizarre Obama RP. And there was that other post where someone rent that Obama said violence for violence is a rule of beasts. Like, what is it about Obama that makes people come up with such rough-king dialogue for him? My mother had a dream where he lived in the forest and she had a cigarette with him, and he said, to become God is the loneliest achievement of them all, and put it out and walked into the mist, and I've never fking forgotten that. Till that the creators of Shrek took mud showers to study fluid dynamic simulation for the movie. The art director also took a trip to a magnolia plantation to learn how to properly render Shrek's swamp. He was chased by an alligator. Art must be something we are willing to sacrifice for. Lahore pigeons are some of the most visually appealing birds out there, like in terms of visual design. Very minimalist, good contrast. till that the cheese slicer, a staple, was invented by Thorpe Bjorkland. The legend has it that, frustrated at the uneven cheese slices he cut with a knife, he wanted to improve the cheese world. He realized that a carpenter's plane could do the job, and the cheese slicer was born. Having fun picturing an incredibly Norwegian man have a meltdown over a cheese cutting disaster before glancing at his carpentry tools and having an epiphany. Newborn baby stuns doctors by holding her own bottle. In the UK, a baby girl has amazed doctors with her ability to hold her own feeding bottle. 2-week-old Amra was able to grasp her bottle alone just 3 days after she was born at Queen's Hospital, Romford in Essex. Her mother on Aichidozi said, the 20-year-old, who is using a combination of breast and bottle feeding, said doctors and nurses were stunned by the baby's ability to master her strong grip so soon after she was born. Black excellence. This baby is gonna be a brain surgeon when she's like 10. For people who are like, big deal, she held a cup. My nephew didn't hold a bottle till he was like 1. Most babies don't know how to process gravity or the concept of if you grip the bottle, it stays close to you, where you can suckle it, and if you tilt it back, the liquid is accessible, and it's a lot to process for a baby. Okay, this baby is way ahead in neuromuscular and cognitive development. She's one of the X-Men probably. It's really amazing. The equivalent of a baby saying its first word at 2 months old. Okay, it's really amazing. Twitter users be like, haha, Tumblr, where all the snowflake babies you woo small sensitive baby beans are, and then make a 14 tweet thread about how an Animal Crossing villager is gaslighting them, or whatever. That, and at least on Tumblr you don't have to worry about some verified brand account or celebrity suddenly jumping in on a conversation. If you're trying to catch a housecat that's gotten outside, don't forget, they're an ambush predator and you're a persistence predator. You have several times more endurance than they do. Use that to your advantage. Don't run after them. That's playing to the cat's strengths, and vigorous pursuit may cause them to hide. Instead, follow them at a brisk walking pace until they get tired and need to have a lie down, at which point you can simply pick them up and take them home. Okay, but no. This tactic is what allowed humans to survive pre-civilization. Some mammoth. Chilling. Eating grass. Mammothing. Cave dude. Power walks towards them. Mammoth. Oh cat. Haha, you can't outrun me. Human. Are you inexperienced to know that power walking is a far more efficient and sustainable method of hurrying? Look, I don't think my stretch marks are beautiful. I don't think they are tiger stripes or natural tattoos. I don't think my acne is beautiful. I don't think the bags under my eyes are beautiful. I just think they are human, and I don't think I have to be beautiful all of the time in order to be accepted and loved and successful. I don't think every small detail of my outer appearance needs to be translated into prettiness. Crystals for banishing someone. Any of them, if you throw them hard enough. This here's my banishing rock.